Hello. Alright, let's see. Can I just walk in?
The Acropolis district is off limits. Move along.
I'm important. Mind if I take a breather? I'm pretty tired after holding around all these bits.
You could have asked me, you know.
What in the law's name are you on about?
These 1,919 bits have been weighing me down all day. Here, hold them.
Sure. Let me just take that off your hands. Did I say restricted area? Slip of the tongue. What I meant was, welcome to the Acropolis district.
Goodbye. Alright. Even though I could have just... We have unlimited money. I can throw money at everything by this point. What about these? Like maintenance tunnels? Okay, I guess I could have got up there and then Ministry of Accuracy and Morale. So the Oblivion remaster came out yesterday, April 21, and it is pretty funny. It must be so devastating for people who've been making a fan mode remaster Sky Oblivion the whole fucking time. I think it was from 2013 or 2012 when they started, so it's like about 13 years they've been making a mode, and then as they announced that they're about to release it in 2025, Todd Howard just does it earlier than them. Must be so devastating. Like I can't imagine how they feel. Like, all the nice talks aside between Bethesda and that group, it's like, oh, no hard feelings, we're not going to shut it down. And here's some free keys. It's I feel like I would be so pissed off. I don't know.
Welcome to the official headquarters of the Halcyon Holdings Corporation Board. Today's greeting is brought to you by Auntie Cleo, a subsidiary of Colway Pharmaceuticals.
State your business. Please step away. This entry is for high-priority HHC business only.
Is this official enough for you?
Huh. I didn't realize we were still using those iridescent stickers. But this looks right. I'll just need you to register your weapons with a revised request to carry 32B form. Each weapon will need a separate form.
That's ridiculous.
It's procedure. Now, let's see. Damn it. When did I run out of forms?
How about you save us both some trouble and let me through?
I was going to suggest that myself. Look, You don't have time to wait on new forms, and I can't afford the citations for impeding HAC business. So I'm going to save us both some trouble and waive your forms.
Fine, but I suggested it first.
Just know there are a bunch of guards upstairs, and they're all high on dervish mist and low on patience. So try anything funny, and they'll paint the
Dervish
walls
mist.
with your guts.
I guess one of the consumables. I should have just borrowed Ellie's helmet for that lady. Modeling business. I wish I could try Oblivion Remaster and I would have probably bought it, but again it's banned because of Russia.
I understand you're Maverick Johnston's new star. Well done.
What exactly do you do here?
Personal assistant to Adjutant Akande and Chairman Rockwell. I'm also responsible for organizing the adjutant's stationery, which is more of a hobby.
Exciting.
The art of arranging stationery is a never-ending source of joy and satisfaction. Will there be anything else?
A UDL security attendant is always prepared.
So I've asked for permission to enter or what? 150. I can go in there.
Apologies for the wait. I was arranging my stationery.
Any chance I could meet Chairwell Rockwell? Chairman.
Ah. Oh, you were being serious. I'm obliged to inform you that Chairman Rockwell is unavailable for an indeterminate duration. Will there be anything else? Excuse me, just a moment.
What's with the big hole in the wall?
Chairman, the rough cut of the presentation is prepped to play. The PR department has a lot work to do, but it seems like they implied that they saw me walking in and wanted to stop me, but like they don't have enough EI to figure out how to like put the guards in and get me arrested and stop me from actually using this terminal. Why even bother recording that line? You could have pretended that they didn't see me coming in then. Halcyon is on the brink of starvation. The board's scientists are working on a solution. Workers can look forward to the lifetime employment program for their chance to contribute. You'll see the current version when you print your keycard for the Ministry of Accuracy and Morale. And yes, before you ask, the dimethyl sulfoxide has been delivered there. It's waiting for your sign-off on the board stroke, so I wanted to make sure you saw it. Don't worry, I'll make sure it gets properly edited. Sophia.
Good afternoon. I'm Chairman Rockwell, and I'm here to address a serious issue facing us. As you all know, our colony has been successful beyond our wildest dreams. Unfortunately, we've recently discovered that our food supply will not be able to sustain Halcyon's population in the long term. Everyone will die. Everyone will slowly stop living from malnutrition. But we're doing it together, and that's what matters. I fucking swear, if someone doesn't give me something to read that will placate the masses soon, all of you will find yourselves violently unemployed. But I can assure you there's nothing to fear. We've got a solution. It's called the Lifetime Employment Program. We will freeze most of the colony to preserve resources, while the best and brightest of Byzantium continue living in prosperity. Look, you idiots! How many times do I have to tell you we can't say shit like that? Fire whoever wrote this! While Halcyon's brightest minds solve the problem of our nutritional shortage, the rest of the colony will be placed in suspended animation. Individuals will be revived on a rotating basis, so that every Halcyonite can be part of the important work of saving our colony. By testing paperweights. Sorry, couldn't resist. Let's go again. And someday, in the not-too-distant future when we've solved this crisis, we'll all be back together again working for the good of Halcyon. Until then, the board shall provide for the deserving just as it always has. So, obey your supervisors, take your vitamins, follow your corporate-mandated grooming rituals, and rest assured with the board on your side, there is nothing to worry about.
It was fun, I guess. I don't know where I watched it though. It wasn't on the terminal. Oh, on this one.
But I'm all for living fast and dying young.
Can we talk?
I don't understand their plan though. Like, if you freeze the workers that provide you with food, who's going to do it? Like, or are you going to put in suspended animation all useless Byzantines? It seems like the Byzantines would like continue living while everyone else would be put in sleep, in cryogenic sleep. But like, who's going to work then? It doesn't make sense. Why like it seems like you just want to genocide. Like killing them would be easier solution than actually wasting resources and putting people in cryogenic sleep.
I beg your pardon, Minister Clark's former office is currently closed to solicitors.
You should get back to your desk. I saw somebody eyeing your stationery.
What? Oh dear. Thank you for reminding me. I can't stand the thought of someone else's hands touching my custom letterheads.
The hell is stationery? Hmm. Like writing utensils? Writing materials including cut paper, envelopes, continuous form paper, and other office supplies. More you know. Oh yeah, they wanted to talk.
If I still believed in the grand plan, a revelation like this would have seriously shaken my faith. Knowing you, I can only assume you have already begun formulating a plan to deal with this. So tell me, what are we going to do?
Kill Rockwell, I guess? We'll have to dig more into the issue and sort it all out.
Yes, of course. And when you do, you can count on me to back your play. Your ability to get out of tight situations virtually undetected hasn't failed us so far. Anything you'd like to discuss?
Something on your mind?
Huh, but she doesn't have a conversation. It's usually like all the characters want to talk at once. Like they have very specific like conveyor belt decisions. It's like, oh, we got characters, so this situation will trigger their new dialogue option. And here we go. but this time it's only V card. Interesting. When there was a situation where there was like everyone at the ship, and each person started. Oh no, not the ship. It wasn't DLC. In the penthouse, something happened, and each person gave their one-liner. Oh, it's right here. How convenient. Hell is this statue?
I think I'm gonna start taking my lunches out in the city. That woman from downstairs is still in the cafeteria.
That
A barrel
scientist,
man,
the one who's been
the best
counting
barrel
marks?
pusher.
Ooh, gives me the shudders too.
They're all pretty unpleasant.
Ooh,
What do you think they actually do?
I have it.
We've got trouble! Fire! I'm gonna take. Not right. What is that?
Well, I didn't know I couldn't get in. Shit. Yeah, usually when there's a restricted area, there is also an indication, like a holographic tape. Oh well. Whatever. Now the board is angry. You are kill on sight to this faction. Well, will scientists snitch on me, or they don't care at all? Seems like they don't care. Holy cow. Jeez. Necroscopy. I don't know whether this is gonna lead us. Shit. They don't see through glass. How am I supposed to get through here? Yeah, I'm not sure. Maybe from above there somehow.
Here they come.
What the?
They go.
I don't want to die. Defensive position. Calm down.
Still in combat.
I don't want to die. I don't want to die.
Can I be out of combat? I'm gonna check this terminal. Tried replicating the work of Dr. Wells initially did on the revivifying formula, but his notes are basically unintelligible. This may take a few iterations. It's tetraborate ethanol, not toasted dinner roll. Maybe it is toasted dinner roll. Powers that be are demanding results. I have submitted my catalog of dead sprites. I didn't realize it was possible to run out of sprites. Which genius left the new shipments of sprites in the kitchen? Still attempting to complete Wallis's formula, still going through a dozen sprites a week. We've got a lot of work ahead of us if this is ever going to be effective at reviving people from long-term hibernation. Didn't he mention that sprites were not fitting for the experiments because they have very high metabolism or like adaptivity to diseases, and it's just not the same as humans? There's a bunch of lifts, but I'm not sure where they're going to lead me. It's like the thing is right there. Did they run out, or it's just invisible? Human experimentation of the Ministry of Accuracy and Morale. Human testing is a required step of any new product or process in order to ensure accuracy. Please be sure to document the results of all tests thoroughly to save the expense of additional trials. Warning, this procedure may result in the invalidation of experiments results and the death of human test subject. Sudden withdrawal from dimethyl sulfoxide is highly lethal and will result in the cancellation of any in-progress experiments. Experimental integrity and test subjects' vitality can be maintained by leaving a 73% dimethyl sulfoxide concentration in circulation. Repeatedly revive human subjects from extended hibernation without causing the death of human subject and the loss of associated productivity. Shit. Well, can't we just put them out of their coma and then get our stuff? I guess it's a choice. On one hand, these guys will be alive. These guys are who knows who. Scientists? Yeah, I don't think we have a right to kill them. The addition of dimethyl sulfoxide to the current round of tests has resulted in some improvements. Subjects are showing improved circulation and increased neural activity. However, our formula is still missing something. We are still unable to fully revive subjects from long-term hibernation, and removing their supply of dimethyl sulfoxide results in their rather excruciating death. The problem is compounded when we consider reviving and freezing subjects multiple times over their lives. To make matters worse, we've had a hard time securing an additional dimethyl sulfoxide. We may have to make do with this batch. Ah, 26% over 100%, such a big difference though. 26. Should they all angry? Will people on the street be angry too? Oh god.
I'll keep quiet.
Seriously? The whole city? Can we like have a disguise or something? Jeez, okay. Oh, I forgot about this. Should have done that. And then I also need to get back to the girl, and there's probably some side quests I've missed. This reputation system is pretty fucking stupid. Assistants also went berserk, okay. Man, this sucks. Who's left? Somebody's like sealed in there. Please allow between 3 and 9 months for your message to complete transit. Yeah, pretty stupid. Percival, how long does it take to clear out an abandoned office, toss clerks' belongings into the streets of Byzantium for all I care? He's not using them. Just get my office expansion done before I return. I'm tired of staring at that hole in the wall. And for Lord's sake, do something about that doom and gloom presentation. We have the brightest minds in Halcyon working in our public relation department, and they have this announcement sound like a damned funeral elegy. We need something bright and cheerful. We need something we can sell. Percival, reschedule my regular Wednesday massage. I have urgent matters to attend to. Off-site. Chairman, I've made inquiries and can confirm that we have plenty of food, real food, stored away from our inter-colony trade. The nutritional profile of food produced within Halcyon has continued to decline. Soon people are going to start feeling hungry no matter how much they eat. Unfortunately, it's gotten too expensive to continue buying from even the closest colonies. But what we have will sustain Byzantium and a minimal workforce for the foreseeable future. Chairman, the heads of the other 9 corporations are up in arms about their shares again. As head of UDL, you can override them easily, but I thought you should know they're at it again, Percival. Well, the board hates me now, and they will try to kill me on sight, so I don't know what to fucking do from this point. There's no system that will allow me to ask for forgiveness, I don't know, pay the fees or anything, or sit in jail, right? Like, I don't remember hearing anything about that throughout the whole game.
Do we really need all the security?
Guess we'll have a taste of an outlaw playthrough for a bit. This, like, I can't go through them. Will allow me to know. Near hostiles, yeah. What if I nope. How about I could do it from here? So far. Damn it.
What? Here they come!
That's the last of them.
Processing data.
I like how there is a guard on the other side, but they can't see this far. Calling the cops wasn't like an option.
Family tonight.
By comparison, Cyberpunk seems like an amazing game.
Anti-Cleo, take comfort in knowing that anything antibiotics cannot stop will probably kill you quickly.
How do I get there?
I only wish they weren't shown.
Take him down! Pull back up!
I'm sorry!
B&P, I can't believe
Ooh. Not a lot of money. Can't steal it. I have a feeling I've came from here, but oh, there we go.
Think I can hit that?
Now it's going to be hell going through Byzantium.
Thought I saw something.
There's always some struggler. Wait, they all count as enemies? Killing so many people has made you uneasy when fighting humans. Heal Trident. Ranged weapon sway plus 100%. Ranged weapon spread plus 50. No. Wait, can we actually... Wait, maybe we can talk to that girl. The informant.
Pretend we're strangers.
Yeah.
The board's always one.
If you don't mind my saying, Captain, Minister Clark is lucky to have you on his side.
Very shame.
We have successfully arrived at Phineas's orbital lab, Captain, and we are still in one piece. Shall I congratulate myself, or would you like to do the honors? Welcome back, Captain. You have a message from Adjutant Sophia Akande.
No one ever looks quite the same in person as they do in my reports. And my reports of you have been exceptionally thorough. You've had quite a career.
I'm just getting started.
I'm glad to hear that. This may come as a surprise, but I happen to enjoy your work. I've been keeping up with you ever since Emerald Vale. Now that was an interesting piece of work. A rundown backwater, barely worth the ink on a map. Until you showed up. When you cut off power to Edgewater, you saved me a great deal of trouble. Now I don't have to bother trying to save that town. All this happened because some mysterious stranger fell out of the sky.
I didn't do any of this for you.
No. I imagine you were just trying to survive. It couldn't have been easy for you, stranded on an unfamiliar world with all your colleagues back on the Hope. You should be back on the Hope, frozen in a hibernation chamber. Yet here you are, flying about in a stolen ship, leaving a trail of paperwork in your wake. The board doesn't know what to make of you. But I do. I've seen your potential. There's so much we can do for this colony.
I'm sure you didn't bring me all this way just to flatter me.
You have something I want. I'd like to negotiate.
I'm listening.
Phineas Wells is wanted by the board. I want to convince you to turn him in to us.
Wanted for what exactly?
He has a litany of charges against him. Vandalism, illegal experimentation, sedition. I could go on. Wells is a dangerous madman. His plan is going to endanger everyone in Halcyon. He's an obsessive psychopath. And he's using you. You're in contact with Wells. I want you to send us a tracing signal from his communication terminal.
Not for free.
Don't worry about pay. The board always rewards good work. Wells was our mistake. We failed to apprehend him for years. I'm asking you to help me correct that mistake. I'm sending you my access code. Contact me from Wells's terminal. When you're done, come speak to me in my office.
Adjutant Akonde's call has been terminated. Will there be anything else, Captain?
Right, get out of here.
Welcome back, Captain.
I actually wanted to just
How
talk
can
to
I be
Ada,
of assistance?
but she has nothing. I'm not going to betray
Good luck,
the
Captain.
scientist. What's the point? She didn't even bring in any hook. Like, can you just betray this guy that you've been working on all your game for a little bit of money? Okay. No, I don't.
I've kept myself busy in your absence, optimized my formula. I'm now confident I can revive the remaining colonists. All I need now is the dimethyl sulfoxide. I'll take as much as you can give me.
I found your chemicals in the ministry. The board was testing them on human subjects.
Human test subjects? Oh, that's grotesque. That's unthinkable. That's exactly what I'd expect out of the board.
These are all the chemicals I could get. Any more, I would have killed the subjects.
Damn, that's not enough. Not nearly enough for the whole ship. I could revive a handful of settlers. Maybe, possibly, 10.
colony is on the verge of collapse. The board is trying to cover it up.
I know. I've suspected as much for years. Of course, I don't expect the board to do a thing about it. They've been driving our colony to the brink of destruction for decades. The board's mismanagement put our colony on the road to collapse. If we don't put a stop to them, thousands of colonists are going to die.
It gets worse. The chairman's planning on freezing every worker in Halcyon.
Hold on. Let me see if I understand this correctly. You're saying that Halcyon's on the brink of total collapse? And the chairman's plan to save all of us is to save himself? I always knew Halcyon was heading toward a systems collapse, but I never imagined we were already there. The board made this crisis, and now they want to solve it by freezing the rest of us? That's not a plan. That's a goddamn escape clause. Do you realize what this means for the Hope? For your fellow colonists? The board's going to kill them all. Toss them out into space, just to make room in their hibernation chambers.
I didn't understand their plan. We need to think about this. There has to be something we can do.
Short of lining up every member of the board and shooting them in the back of the head.
Yeah, why not? Let's go.
Do you know what's waiting for us on the Hope? Scientists, engineers, artists, the brightest minds
we can
ever sent
go
us,
without artists.
uncorrupted by the board. The board's going to dispose of them all and transform the Hope into a prison for the rest of us. They're likely on their way to the Hope as we speak. We need to get to those colonists before the board. I have enough chemicals to start reviving a few of them, but no easy way to get them off the Hope.
Skip the Hope into the system? What? There is a way. It's not exactly safe, but we could skip the Hope into the system.
Merciful gibbering law, you're a genius!
It's only 40 science.
We bring the Hope to us. Skip the entire ship across the distance of colony space, right next to my lab.
The Hope's probably damaged. We'll have to route power from the unreliable.
Yes, exactly. You're a step ahead of me, but I perceive the shape of your plan. If we link up the Hope to the unreliable, then use your navigational computer to calculate a reasonably safe vector, we can skip the entire colony ship into the rings of Terra 2.
And that's going to work, without killing us in the process. I thought intra-system microjumps were prohibited for a reason.
Yes, there's always a risk of a catastrophic collision between the Hope and, say, Terra 2, in theory. But you'll be fine, provided your calculations are correct.
I've got a healthy disregard for personal safety, but this sounds crazy, even to me.
Your instincts are correct. By any reasonable definition of sanity, this plan is crazy. Isn't it wonderful? You'll need to switch on the Hope's auxiliary power using the unreliable. Then head to the bridge. Your navigational computer, Ada, should be able to activate the Hope skip drive. Once you've skipped the Hope next to my lab, I'll have easy access to the frozen colonists. I can start reviving them immediately.
Well, I've got some questions.
Certainly. How can I
Can we reveal to him that we've been asked to betray him? Should I expect any resistance?
It wouldn't surprise me. When I pulled you out of the Hope, the board nearly intercepted me. I expect they stepped up security since my little act of larceny.
Just so we're clear, you know skip drives aren't supposed to be used like this.
Skip drives drives were never designed to be used within a system, but I skipped my ship across Halcyon when I rescued you, and that turned out fine, mostly. That is, I ruined my ship and nearly killed myself in the process, but the maneuver was well within acceptable margins of risk. You'll be fine. You'll be fine.
People aren't going to notice a gigantic corner ship slamming into the rings of Terra 2.
Unlikely. The Hope is as massive as the Groundbreaker, but compared to the rings of Terra 2, positively minuscule. The board might notice, possibly, depending on the position of their heads relative to the depth of their collective posteriors.
No more questions, I'm ready.
I know you're wondering why I'm doing all this. Why I believe the people on the Hope are the answer to the colony's problems. The Hope is carrying some of humanity's most brilliant thinkers, scientists, engineers, experts in their field. If we work together, we can still find a way to save Halcyon.
You already said that.
The board would have us believe Halcyon is beyond saving. I choose to believe otherwise. If there's even the slightest chance we can save Halcyon from oblivion, then we have to take it.
The adjutant asked me to plant a tracking signal in your lab, but I'm not going to do it.
You absolutely should.
You've got a plan of some sort?
The adjutant must have sent you some kind of tracking code. If you don't use the code, she'll suspect you betrayed her. I think you should use the code and send a corrupted tracking signal. That should buy me some time.
Well, how do I do that? I get it, you want to prepare.
The board's going to catch up to me sooner or later. This way I'll have time to set up some particularly nasty defenses. Use my communications terminal to corrupt the tracking signal. While the board busies themselves trying to decipher it, I'll have plenty of time to prepare my defenses.
I want to talk about Hope.
Certainly. How can I help?
Or not.
Can we talk? So we're really gonna do this? I've seen lots of crazy, Captain, but Phineas is in a class of his own. Do you really think he knows what he's doing? Sending us to skip the Hope into Terra 2's orbit right under the board's nose?
Yes, I trust Phineas.
Something tells me you're the first person to ever utter those words, Captain. I think this whole plan's insane, but it'll make a good story, you know, if we survive. Speaking of, I get that Phineas thinks he's saving the colony, but what about you? Why risk your neck on this crazy scheme?
I think I already answered that. It's just my kind of crazy.
I'm gonna try to forget that you've been calling the shots this whole time. Still, all this depends on the other Hope colonists. Are they gonna pull us out of the shit? Or are we all just gonna leave a bigger, uglier stain on this corner of the galaxy?
If they're half as capable as me, we'll be in good hands.
This is why I like you, Captain. Well, whenever you're ready to do this, I'm with you. Anything else?
If they're half as much of a level as me, we'll be in good hands.
That should do it. You've bought me more than enough time.
Captain, you have a message from Adjutant Sophia Akande.
I'm impressed, Captain. I almost expected you wouldn't go through with it. Unfortunately, Dr. Wells found a way to corrupt the signal before we could pinpoint his location. Still, it's only a matter of time before we find him. Come visit me in Byzantium. We need to have a talk about the future of this colony.
Can you call off the people trying to kill me? Because every time I go through Byzantium, I have to just slaughter through it. How do I know this isn't a trap?
Because I'm not in the business of arresting my own allies. You have my word. Meet me in my office. I've authorized your ship at my personal landing pad.
Adjutant Akande has ended her call. Rather rudely, if I might say, considering she didn't sign off. Will there be anything else, Captain?
Let's go. Yeah, this it is sounding like a trap, and then they can arrest the ship, but I'm unkillable. I'm a god. Like, I could just plow through them easily. Could be useful, I don't know.
We are now in orbit above Byzantium, Captain.
Okay, wait. So the reputation now is neutral. Actually cleared my reputation. -1.
Not so fast. All right, you're clear. The adjutant's expecting you. Go on through.
We'll play alone. Wait, it's in the same building? Oh, that was the person, I guess.
I admit part of me expected you to stand by your old friend. For better or worse, Wells was responsible for putting you back on your feet.
What's going to happen to Wells?
The signal you sent us is experiencing some interference. My agents will need time to isolate the problem. We're going to monitor Wells until we're ready to make a move. I asked you here to discuss something far more important. I understand you've infiltrated the Ministry. The things you discovered there must have been shocking, even disturbing. Halcyon is on the verge of a total systems collapse. The truth is ugly and difficult to accept, but we must accept the truth before we can move forward. Malnutrition is already a problem. Disease will come next, followed by starvation, followed by a breakdown of society, followed by extinction. I know this must come as a surprise to you. I imagine you have questions.
The powerful make the mistakes, and the powerless are left paying the price, as it has always been. Tell me, Adjutant, have you anything to offer beyond the usual false platitudes?
I'm offering decisive action, Vicar DeSoto. I can no longer depend on lazy, weak-willed bureaucrats to help me rescue Halcyon. I need someone with a backbone, someone like your captain.
What's in this for you? There's gotta be an angle. There always is for people like you.
I appreciate your skepticism, Dr. Fenhill, but I'm not doing this for any personal gain. My angle is the preservation of our colony by any means possible. Nothing more, and nothing less.
Then why not
I won't pretend the truth isn't
use
damning.
the
Yes, the
scientist
colony
well?
is on the verge of collapse, but there is a way to save it.
We need to talk about this lifetime employment program.
I'll answer however I can.
You don't honestly believe all this lifetime employment nonsense, do you?
The lifetime employment program is not some malevolent strategy of an evil mastermind. There's no dark secret buried in the fine print. The program is logical, it's reasonable, it's merciful, and most importantly, it will work.
Well, are you going to be the first one to go into cryogenic sleep then? This isn't the only way to save Halcyon. Wells has a plan.
Phineas Wells does not have a plan. He has an obsession. He is obsessed with reviving the Hope's colonists, no matter the cost. Halcyon is already starving. We can't possibly introduce tens of thousands of new colonists into this system. Help me execute the lifetime employment program, and you will have earned a place of honor in Byzantium. You will live in comfort and want for nothing.
How long do we have?
We've already crossed the point of no return. The collapse has already begun. You must have noticed the signs in Emerald Vale. Malnutrition, disease, high mortality rates. This is a permanent famine, Captain. We've done all we can to curb their hunger. Very soon, people are going to realize they're starving. A famine is a problem of logistics as well as marketing. Your workers must remain productive on as little food as possible, and they must always believe that food is plentiful.
That's what that research in Roseway was all about.
Before you interfered in Roseway, Dr. Anton Crane was on the verge of developing a powerful appetite suppressant. It would have made his career. The solution is a temporary one. Before long, our workers are going to feel the effects of starvation. The lifetime employment program is our only viable option.
There's no question, like, how is this gonna work if you put all the fucking workers into cryogenic sleep? How is anything will function at all? Who's going to work then? What does any of this have to do with me?
When you turned Phineas Wells over to me, I knew I could rely on you. You've demonstrated your ability to place duty above sentiment. And you deliver results. That quality alone is enough to separate you from the board's army of indecisive bureaucrats.
I wonder if I can just kill her here. And the game would know that I did it. Or the game will just break. Not a fan of bureaucracy, Sophia?
Do you know how many meetings I have to sit through? How many papers I have to sign before I can make one decision? I'm only trying to rescue Halcyon from extinction. I can't save this colony alone. I need someone capable of working outside the system. Someone who can get things done.
What's your take on all this?
When I first discovered the truth, I was shocked, even disgusted. I wondered how we'd allowed a colony like Halcyon to fall into disarray. But the more I thought about it, the more I realized the colony had sown the seeds of its own destruction. We have become lazy and decadent. We smother ourselves in meaningless bureaucracies. We deliberate and argue and procrastinate.
That's a pretty good argument for getting rid of the board entirely.
I admit, I occasionally fantasize about making an executive decision without having some tedious committee questioning my every move.
No,
Do you have
I mean,
any idea how much paperwork
getting
is
rid of
involved in
this
ordering
board and
someone's
getting a
execution
better
through the
board.
usual channels? It's positively maddening.
No more questions. Tell me why you want to see me.
We need to talk about Emerald Vale. Thanks to your meddling, Edgewater is without power. Operations have ground to a halt. You've left us with a useless town draining our resources. Edgewater needs to go. I want you to wipe the town out. No survivors.
Whoa.
I get that you board types are all about efficiency, but isn't this a bit much?
Yeah, wouldn't they just
I'm
die out
asking your
anyway?
captain to amputate a rotting limb from the colony. I'd expect you to understand, Dr. Fenhill.
I cannot condone this plan. Wanton, senseless destruction of life is never the solution.
I don't need you to approve of my plan, Vicar. I need you to get it done. Now is not the time for half measures, Captain.
This makes no sense.
I need a decision from you.
Just, I'm an evil character. I want you to kill people. You're completely insane.
No. Allowing thousands of colonists to starve to death because we couldn't make one cold-blooded decision is insane. What I'm suggesting is absolutely logical. Steal your spine,
I don't
Captain.
understand how they're going to starve.
Do what needs to be done.
Like there's animals running around. They can kill those and eat, and even like they can be reduced in population, and some of the population will continue living on. The answer is no.
Don't make this more difficult than it needs to be, Captain. I rather like you, and I'd hate to have you shot for disobeying a direct order.
Go to hell, Sophia.
I'm disappointed. I was so sure you had potential.
Oh, nice.
Well done, Captain.
You're a crazy lady. There was no guards here. you thought you could take down 3 people, heavily armed people right next to you while you're wearing like no helmet and just clothing? Okay.
Something on your mind?
Somebody wanted to talk, no?
I find myself marveling at the complex simplicity of something.
I guess not. Well, good thing. This would have happened anyway. Like, this would have triggered everyone to be aggressive. So my reputation now is 100% aggressive again. Yay! Didn't I come from this side? Maybe not. Oh well, let's start the massacre yet again. Yeah, they're all aggressive. I'm getting a taste for this mode. With the extra perks, that actually becomes pretty cool.
Remember, items in the hold may shift during takeoffs and landings. Sending a corrupted tracking signal to the board was quite clever, if I might say, Captain.
Also assassinated the adjutant. Basically.
Sometimes I wonder about Mr. Hawthorne. What was he like? Why'd he make the computer a talkie? You think he got lonely, flying about on his own?
You killed the adjutant? We are outlaws in the truest sense of the word now. We have arrived at the Hope. I need you to reroute power from our ship to the Hope's auxiliary generator. You'll have to connect me to the Hope's comm system so I can convince her central computer to enable the skip drive.
Tell me more about Hope.
The Hope is the Groundbreaker's prettier, sleeker sister. She wandered off and got lost for 70 years, but just recently was found. Also, there are hundreds of thousands of frozen organic life forms hibernating in her hold.
What's going to happen if I skip the Hope?
If your calculations are even slightly off, you could crash the entire colony ship into Terra too. Or the sun.
What was I doing again?
Forgetfulness can be an early warning sign of asphyxiation due to loss of pressurization. Are you breathing comfortably, Captain? I need you to reroute power. You'll have...
Alright. Feels like the end. But there's Tartarus, no? Are we going to get caught and sent to prison? A prison break. Classic. Microwave short-circuited after some idiot left his fork on the plate. Personnel of notable rank, Captain Hunter Wilhelm. Years, longest trip Donna and I ever took was a week-long sojourn into the Silver Mountains. Even that set her on edge. She's a homeboy. Always was. Why not home girl? She packed so much food we could have been stranded out on those rocks for a month, and we probably would have been just fine. DL sent us on a team building seminar into the city once. They paid for everything. Donna still packed nutrient bars just in case the bus broke down. It's gonna take this ship 10 years to reach Halcyon, an entire decade. It's good thing UDL provided the rations, else she might have dumped our life savings into mixed nuts and freeze-dried meat. Now with your transcript. This is it, folks. Say goodbye to old Blue A. Yeah, if anyone wants to. Good riddance. This is too much voices. Why so bitter, Rezi? She's been a good home. give me a spare ship any day of the week. Well, we'll see how you feel in a year. A year in. So, moment of silence, or should we make a toast? Anything? It feels weird leaving Earth in the rear view mirror. No, from now on, we look only forward.
Powers up, Captain.
Thanks, Captain.
What? What was that? Here they come! Captain! One down! Got him!
This one's mine!
Roll after them.
Quincy Duncan.
Huh? What's that?
That was a nice warm-up.
It's very similar to Groundbreaker, but makes sense. Feels like I should be able to. Oh. Darling, I have just had a frightening epiphany. What's wrong? I've just realized that we'll be nearing our 50s when we arrive in Halcyon. Yes, but or Lucas, when they wake him up, he'll still be 6. By the time he's out of school, we'll be nearly 60. I feel as though time is being stolen from me. We'll work on the ship when he graduates. We'll see him again. I hope so. We'll. Wait. That was wheel. Oh, I guess that's the reverse. The guy was W and the woman was T. Hello, Eliza. Doing fine. So wait, I don't understand how this works. Why their son would be the same age, and they will become older? When they wake him up. Oh wait, wake him up. Oh, maybe the personnel would not be in cryogenic sleep. They would actually be piloting the ship. So they already like died. Okay, I think I understand what's happening here.
Investigating. Repeating the error. Security. Performing an error.
That's the last one.
Just try the other gun. So far, the robots are the only ones that just don't die immediately. Hey Rez. Yeah. Bored? Up for a round of torts? Yeah, but I've got bridge duty. I'll come up, buzz me in. Sure, don't cheat this time. Listen, it's not cheating if you don't get caught. I'm expecting the deck all the time. Okay, you know what? I will find Alexei and play with him instead. Alright, wait. The stealth armor. Somewhere. Wait, I already have stealth armor. I forgot to take it off. Shit. How about lockpick helmet? There we go. 90 out of 90, perfect. Level 30 stun baton. What was this for? I guess sneaking past the sentries. Oh, there it is. I think we might have started the game around here somewhere. Huh. It was exactly 10,000 people. I could bet more, sir. Hundreds of thousands of colonists left to drift out here forever, just to keep from damaging the board's bottom line. Disgraceful. I guess it's Phineas's recording.
Much worse than drooling on your pillow in front of a bunch of strangers.
Okay. Wants me here though. I never hacked them for combat purposes. Hey, what? They just wake up anyway. I guess it's just mostly for stealth.
Can you hear me, Captain? I have successfully integrated myself into the Hope's comm systems, and am attempting to establish contact with the Hope's more primitive processor now. Would you like me to play a mood-suitable music selection while you travel to the bridge? Oh, sorry. File not found.
Begin audio look. Is this thing working? I said begin audio. Damn it. Ah, this is the Wells. This is P. Wells. Well, yes, let's go with that. Work continues on test subjects 112. Retrieved from hibernation bay 8. Time of extraction, let's say 2.5 hours ago. Time of death 6 minutes prior. Explosive cell death. My arch nemesis, haunting my every attempt at reviving our frozen colonists, making a mockery of my procedures. I've tried every combination of every chemical available to me, attempted every variation of every possible thawing procedure, a gradual melt, a flash thaw, extremities first, brain first. Don't know how much more of this I can take. 4 hours of sleep in the last 72. Can still hear their screaming in my nightmares. Test subject 112, real name Harley Stanton, age 39, enjoyed singing. I'm sorry, Harley, I couldn't save you. What? Who is he unfreezing? Because it seems from the previous terminal that there was 10,000 people and he took one, which was us. And here it almost implies that he was unfreezing more people? Or maybe he was naming the pigs? Begin audio log as soon as I say the words begin audio log. What a ridiculously inconvenient program. What happens if I just accidentally say the phrase audio log? Don't know why I'm talking to a frozen colonist. You're losing it, Phineas. Focus, focus. Come on, make the incision. There we go. Excellent. Well, my frigid friend. You disobeyed the moratorium on ingesting food 36 hours prior to hibernation, didn't you? Thank the law for disposable gloves. Steady now, steady. Oh, that's not good. That's definitely not good. Damn slippery scalpel. Who makes those anyway? Spacer's choice? Alright, I've got no choice. Going in.
I see you've located the stasis chambers. Which pod were you slumbering in for so long, Captain? The missing one, I take it? Should we assign...
Do we need Sprat Hive for like some other side quest? Mighty Queen Chitin, Chitin, Raptidon Flank Hide and Primal Leather. No Sprat. So there's a bunch of empty. Oh, maybe it was a different sector. Like in one sector there is 10,000, and then it's like a bunch of them. Maybe that's it.
What was that?
It's like no impact.
I got another fight in me.
He was cutting me, I couldn't even tell.
Take your best shot, asshole.
These were the private quarters of the Hope's former crew. Shall we hold a moment of silence for the dearly departed? No? That's odd, because my programming would indicate that when forced to confront the idea of self-death, organics prefer... Oh, I see. Yes, never mind.
At least no one's gonna mind if we take their...
What is it, Razy? Hey, sorry for waking you. One of the pod's alarms went off. I didn't know what to do. Port alarms, the colonists. Yeah, see? I'll check it out, thanks. I'm writing this down because I'm not sure what to do, but I want the incident on record. One of our colonists has gone missing. The cameras in the pod bay have been deactivated for I don't know how long. Rezi helped me hook another up in secret. I've been checking on it every morning, and today I discovered our chief engineer tampering with one of the pods in the middle of the night. I haven't confronted him yet. I'll collect more evidence before I do. I don't know why Frank would start waking people up. We are short on food as it is. Could Wells be Frank? I should throw you out to the fucking airlock, Frank. You should be thanking me for solving our food crisis. This is your solution, sacrificing innocent people? What's going on? Fine, Lexi, we're throwing Frank in the brig. Why? He's the one who's tampering with the pods. What? You're going to spare her the greasy details? I ate them, Razy. You ate them? And I ain't apologizing for it. If we don't survive, they are good as dead anyway. Oh no, I can't. I'm going to be sick. Just find Alexi. Okay. I've been talking to Frank. And how's the brig? Captain, he makes kind of sense. Damn it, Alexi, not you too. Don't listen to that madman. What if your wife can't grow more food? What if it fails? Then we'll figure something else out. We are not cannibals.
Feeling if no one sees?
They are technically would have a lot of feel. That would be an interesting actually plot for maybe like a Dark Mirror episode. Maybe Dark Mirror is not the best one because like it's about technology and not really the social situation, but yeah. They could leave off the colonists for years. Though, how do they get water? Must be stored. Maybe recycled.
That's the Hope's computer up ahead. I'll admit, I am curious to wake him.
Well, at the very least, this should be interesting.
Who? Nolda F. Was that Frank? Yeah. Open the fucking door, Will. No. You're going to kill us. Better you than the colonists. This is idiotic. If we don't keep the ship afloat, they'll die anyway. Unnecessary risk. Crazy is plotting our course. The ship will fly through. You're gambling with hundreds of thousands of people's lives. Now, and you are handpicking which few you'll consume in your madness. Damn it, Alexei, find me a fucking drill. Captain, you hear that? Hear what? The drill stopped. Maybe they're taking a break. Maybe it broke. Maybe they are trying to get into cold storage. If they get through before they starve, they'll outlast us. Keep working, Razy. I'll take care of it. I think I'm the only one left. Wait, who was it? Torrega or I don't know what Captain Hunte did down there, but he hasn't come back, and they haven't used the drill, and I'm done. The course is set. I'm down to my last day of food, and I don't want to die like Donna did. Fly through hope.
Greetings, Captain. I am speaking to you through the Hope's computer system. It's a rather cramped feeling, but it'll do.
How's the stream doing? It's fine. I'm ready to skip the hope.
Are you sure? That is extremely dangerous. Skipping the Hope will void the warranty on the skip drive.
So this would have happened anyway, even if I didn't like
How is my
propose
humor
it.
now, Captain? Improved?
Skip the hope to Terra 2.
Jump starting the skip drive. Destination set to the rings of Terra 2.
I'm skipping it myself.
I wouldn't advise that, Captain.
Well, it's been a good life.
Intelligence and Science 90. I think the cap on skills was 100 if I remember correctly. So it would be pretty high up. I know what I'm doing.
All right. It is in your hands now, Captain. I trust you, in so much as my presets allow.
ADA, does your captain seriously intend to do a micro jump in system with engines that haven't been powered in 70 years on a derelict ship?
That is what my captain intends, yes.
But that is a gross misuse of the skip drive. The Zero Point Drives Corp and I will not be held responsible for any damage incurred during transport, and this will cause extreme damage.
Yes, I am aware of that.
You should not be doing this. The humans will die.
Thank you, Hope. It looks like all systems are go. Captain, I would advise you to hold on to something, now.
Not sure if they're trying to be realistic. There is sound, but it's like very muffled. Cause like, you're not supposed to hear sound in the cosmos.
Good. We are still
Also, it would have
alive
been
and have
lame
successfully
not to
skipped
hear the
into Terra
sound.
2's orbit. I reported as much to Phineas Wells, but he has not responded. Perhaps you should check in on him.
I guess it's just very low sound. That's it.
Was that an attempt at humor, Doctor? Certain levels of drollness are difficult for me to discern.
I can't hear her from my back. I don't know what she said. Interesting. Alright, I'm gonna end it here for now. Because I gotta go. It feels like the game is about to end, but there's been like a locked planet Tartarus, so either it's a part of the DLC, or there's like another act to follow. I guess we'll see.